Hello, Cancer, and welcome. Thank you for being with me. This will be a general weekly tarot reading for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising for January 6th through January 12th. Of course, dates are approximate and flexible. You may find resonance with this message whenever you view it, or you may find none at all since it is a general reading. So take anything that resonates with you, leave the rest for someone else, and never put anyone else's opinion or judgment above your own. Wow, lots of cards for you so far, Cancer. So what we have right now from the minor arcana, we have cards on the left for the physical realm, cards in the center there for the mental realm, and then we are looking for the spiritual realm. In other words, what the spiritual realm wants you to know, a message, possibly advice, and we have one card for that. What is that? Okay. And then from the major arcana, we want the overall energy. Which one card best represents the overall energy? And remember, Cancer, the cards are just here as a guide. I do not believe that these cards are here predicting what will happen. My intention with these readings is always to provide guidance to anyone who could use it, who would like it, who is open to it. And, you know, since it is a general reading, it is possible that there is a message in here for you, even sometimes for someone that you know, right? Sometimes, you know what, before I finish what I'm about to say, I'm going to put these down. I feel as though that's not meant to come out right now. We're supposed to go through these cards first. But what I was just going to say is sometimes I have found messages for other people in readings. In other words, it may not be something that I need to hear, but it might be something for a loved one where I might say, ooh, you know what I heard today? Or you know what came to me today in a reading? And it made me think of you, kind of thing. So sometimes, you know, we are advising loved ones as they advise us, or I shouldn't say even advising, supporting. And so you may find something here for someone else. That is very possible. That has happened to me. Okay, let's get started with this. So in your physical realm, we have the Five of Swords, followed by the Ace of Pentacles reversed, followed by the Knight of Cups here. Okay, so Cancer, are you in a disagreement with someone? Okay, and again, I don't view these cards as predictors, right? This is reading the energy as it stands. So some of you may find yourself in an argument with others this week, in a disagreement. You may, I kind of feel like, because I've experienced this before myself, so you know, like I relate the feelings to things I've experienced, and you know, where I have an argument with someone and I know that I am right, and like I feel like I won the argument, but I still don't feel good about it. So that's kind of what I feel, because like I don't really want to argue with anyone, but I also get stubborn and don't want to back down. So yeah, I can totally relate to this. And that's kind of, you know, it might not be exactly that situation for you, but you know, again, relating it to like what, you know, my own experience, you know, that's kind of what I'm feeling. Like there's a disagreement with someone or others, something you disagree about, and you know, you may very well be in the right, but you also may not feel that good about it. Yeah. I mean, like, I know, like, well, I'm not going to apologize because I am right. Yet, you know, kind of like, dang it, why did I let that go so far, kind of thing. I don't know. That's what I'm feeling here. Okay. So now, beneath that, you have the Ace of Pentacles reversed. So I feel as though there is a new, there's an opportunity to kind of like make this right. There is an opportunity to make this right, to move forward in you know, to make this argument, this disagreement right, to move forward in a fresh energy and a new, almost like a new foundation to the relationship, a new groundedness, a new solidness, um, almost like the argument can, the disagreement can make the relationship stronger if you allow it. But again, I'm feeling that resistant energy there, that kind of like, well, I was right, so why should I apologize kind of energy, okay? So now beneath that, though, of course, we have the Knight of Cups here. So I feel as though the other person may approach you to try to set things right. It is possible, Cancer, that this is you also going to set things right, okay? I don't necessarily feel like this Knight of Cups represents a water sign like you, but it could. But again, I don't feel like it necessarily does. It just may. So it will vary for any of you, for each of you with whom this resonates. If you find yourself in a disagreement, or you just recently had a disagreement with somebody, and you've been feeling a little stubborn, either you are going to make a move, or the other person is going to make a move toward you for reconciliation, and maybe to turn that Ace of Pentacles upright so that you can like have this brand new fresh start with someone of a very solid, grounded relationship moving forward, like a new understanding maybe of each other, and how each other, maybe your stances on whatever this topic was are very different, but you can move forward. It's almost like accepting the other person's stance. But like as of right now, though, with this, the way it stands here, that movement hasn't necessarily occurred yet, but I feel like it's there. Like you could move forward with this person with a new understanding, kind of like, what's the expression? Agree to disagree. Okay. So that's what's going on in your physical realm. What's on your mind is often related to this. So let's see, we have the Ace of Wands reversed, the King of Swords upright, and the Five of Cups here. Okay, so I feel like some mixed emotions here. Now, it's possible for some of you that your disagreement was with an air sign. So, yeah, it could be a Gemini, a Libra, it could be an Aquarius, but not necessarily. And the King of Swords here doesn't necessarily represent a male either. Okay, so it could be male or female. But you have this person on your mind, represented by the King of Swords. It may be for some of you that this, maybe some of you are feeling that this King of Swords made some good points, that this King of Swords may have some validity to his or her beliefs or stance, or whatever this is. Yet, you're not ready. You don't want to. You know what? It's funny. This is not. I just feel like the expression olive branch, where you extend an olive branch for someone for peace and a truce kind of. I feel like you in your mind are really kind of being stubborn. You're really kind of being stubborn, and you don't want to make the first move. You don't want to make the first move. I feel like the person that most likely this Knight of Cups is the other person moving toward you with the offer of reconciliation, or agree to disagree sentiments, and you're really just not feeling it, Cancer. You're really just not feeling it, okay? And again, you have the Five of Cups at the bottom here, looking at the spilled cups, like you can't, I understand this. That's why I'm laughing, Cancer. I totally understand it. And actually, Cancer is my rising sign. So, I can relate to this recently with myself, but I also, will be on the lookout for this energy in the upcoming week here. But you don't want to turn around and see the cups that are upright. behind you. You don't want to look over there at the bridge leading to the castle, or the river flowing by you. No, you just want to focus on those spilled cups. And, again, we have another 5 energy here. Now, the 5 energy, 5 is about change. Sometimes unexpected change, things happen unexpectedly. Like this argument might have brewed up unexpectedly and it changed your relationship. But now, with here, this is your focus. This is what's on your mind, or even what you're talking about to other people. Like, I feel like you're really being stubborn and you're really focused on, but I was right, and what have you. But also, there's a message in here that this is a 5 also, because you need to change. You need to turn around and maybe see what's good in this person or what's good about their argument. I know I can't do that either. Cancer, but you know what I mean? But you do kind of have to turn around and try to focus on the positive, because you don't want to create negative momentum for yourself. I mean, obviously there's already negative momentum going on, In fact, oh my God, look at the message from the universe. Okay, I barely glanced at this card and immediately the message came to me that you are creating your own conflict within yourself, my Cancerian friends. We all do it to ourselves all the time, but if this ends up resonating with you, you are really, really creating this negative momentum for yourself. You are creating the conflict within you, your inner turmoil. You're causing yourself inner turmoil. It's even possible that this person isn't as much turmoil as you are. I often think about that when I'm in my inner turmoil over these things, these situations. I think, does this person even care as much as I do? They probably don't. But whatever, whether they do or they don't, you only had all these cards jump out for your physical and mental realms, and then just one card. And the immediate message I got when I just glanced at it was that you are causing your own inner turmoil, your own inner conflict. You are doing this to yourself. You're creating the negative momentum for yourself, Cancer. So if you relate to this at all, Cancer, it's time to let it go. Let it go and realize that there's nothing serious going on here, right? You are an eternal being who came here for contrast. You came here for contrast so that you could expand, right? You cannot appreciate the growth and expansion and all the wonderful things that you experience without knowing that there are things that you don't like, right? So you may not like what this person had to say or what this person believes, or maybe you don't even like this person that much at all, but you don't want to get stuck in that negative energy. That contrast is there for you to come to new realizations, new understandings, and new expansion. And if you just keep ruminating on the disagreement and what you don't like about them or their argument, then you're only causing, yourself inner conflict, which is going to then result in, negative momentum for you moving forward. And you want to have positive momentum. So let's see if we can get a card for the overall energy. And sometimes this card, when it won't show up at the beginning, it often has a message in it. In other words, it becomes part of the advice. Okay, immediately here, you have the 8 number here, the 8. The strength is the 8 card. The 8 is about power, okay? Now, I'm feeling 2 different messages here that are really kind of one and the same. If you don't tap into your inner strength and kind of like rise above this is about inner strength. This isn't about, muscles and, physical power. This is about internal strength. This is about the kind of strength that's within you that isn't even necessarily obvious to anyone else, but it's there. And even when you don't know it's there, it still is there. If you don't tap into that and make a change here, then you are going to render yourself powerless vibrationally. And you will take on a negative momentum with this person, which also snowballs into, more negative momentum. Okay? So you really, really need to dig deep, is what I feel. Dig deep. Be the bigger person. I feel like that's where the strength comes in, right? Be the bigger person in an emotional way, in a spiritual way, in an internal way. Okay, you need to be the bigger person. I can feel like a an internal power and surge within you. I think, Cancer, I think it's almost like you know better. You know better. And again, with all of these cards coming out, this single card is really just about you and your internal conflict. It's kind of like, forget about this person and what they believe. Like, maybe this person has really terrible beliefs. I mean, listen, I've had arguments with people over, maybe controversial topics that, I don't understand their take on things. I don't understand how they can view people and the world the way they do. And I feel that their views are very, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word I'm looking for. Okay, like not generous, very, very like self-serving and selfish. And I'm not saying you should be, doing everything for everyone else. Not at all by any means. But like very kind of cold and uncaring, right? So maybe that's what you're experiencing with this other person, and you're like, well, I can't get on board with their beliefs. But what the universe is letting you know here is that you don't have to get on board with anyone else's beliefs. You just have to change your own so that you can move forward in a positive momentum for your own sake. This isn't about the other person's sake. This is about your sake, my Cancerian friends. This is about you feeling good for your sake, creating positive momentum for you. This is not really about the other person. And again, look, another 5 reversed. So really, you have all of this 5 energy here. There's a message just in that. 3 5s in a row. You need to change your outlook here, Cancer, because in this upcoming week, it may really be affecting your vibration. It's really all about you getting into alignment with who you really are and recognizing there's nothing serious going on here. That other person's view doesn't matter, or whatever it is I didn't agree with, it doesn't matter. I need to fix my vibration for my own sake, okay? So in that respect, it is about being selfish, right? I mean, vibrationally, you should always be selfish. You always need to tend to your vibration and change your focus. So when you catch yourself having negative thoughts, just catch yourself and say, wow, I do not need to think about that. Because usually we're thinking about something from the past, which doesn't matter anymore, or we're thinking about something from the future, which hasn't even happened yet, so it isn't even real. So when we can just focus on what is in the present moment and focus on what is good about what's going on in our lives, when we can keep the momentum, when we can keep the thoughts positive, we create high vibrations, and which in turn attracts highly vibrational experiences back to us. Okay, that's enough of that, Cancer. I went on way too long about that, but I can relate. So if it doesn't resonate at all with you, Cancer, check out your moon and rising sign messages. But I do want to thank you for being with me, Cancer. Have a fabulous week ahead, and I will see you next week, my Cancer friends.